I am not even putting my intro up for this one, man. Cause what the hell? Like, what has it been? I guess it's been long enough since the Jonathan Majors stuff, so that they can move on to the next celebrity. Like, what is going Hollywood? I mean, like, oh god, Dominic Toretto, man. God, where your family would be disappointed in you right now. Okay. All right, all right. I don't want to I don't want to attribute guilt. I don't want to, do what a lot of people on the internet do, and that's just immediately guilty, right? I don't want to do that. I want to look at what has been said here. As you can see by the title, yes, Vin Diesel has been accused of sexual battery. He's been, sued by an ex-assistant from an incident stemming back to 2010, right? In a lot of these cases, people will raise their eyebrows and be like, "Well, why are you waiting all this time?" Right? It's 13 years. Why are you waiting all this time? There's a reason for that in this case, in this article that I'm about to read, man. And once you see some of the stuff this lady says happen, it is. I don't know if I can even say some of it, but here we go. So, as you can see here on Hollywood Reporter, Vin Diesel sued for alleged sexual battery by ex-assistant. Asta Jonasson claims in a lawsuit that the actor restrained and groped her before proceeding to, I guess I can say it, masturbate, sure, in front of her in his hotel room in September 2010. Okay, let's see here. Vin Diesel has been accused of sexual battery by his former assistant who claims he assaulted her in a Georgia hotel in 2010 when Fast 5 was filming. In a lawsuit filed on Thursday in Los Angeles Superior Court, Asta Jonasson alleges the Fast and Furious star pinned her to a wall where he groped and masturbated in front of her. The complaint names Diesel's One Race films, which allegedly fired Jonasson in retaliation for resisting his advances and to have the assault covered up. Representatives for Diesel then responded to requests for comment. How funny, how ironic they have this related stories here. The Rock coming back for the new Fast and Furious movie, right? I guess that would be Fast 11, but he may be coming back. Dom might not be there. Two ships passing in the night on that one, huh? Jonasson, right, who signed a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, preventing her from discussing anything related to Diesel, attributes the filing of her suit to legislation barring enforcement of such contracts in certain instances and a California law reviving the statute of limitations for sexual misconduct claims until 2026. That's the part I was talking about where, most people, most skeptics, including myself, sometimes in these cases, would be like, well, wait a minute. Why are they bringing this up 13 years later? It's kind of fishy. Well, that's because now, California, the legislation is there. If you signed an NDA for a sexual, assault claim, that's null void, bro. You can talk about it now up until 2026, which is nuts. Over the past year, plaintiffs have been taking advantage of a similar law in New York, the Adult Survivors Act, to sue major figures in the entertainment industry, including P. Diddy, Jamie Foxx, and Neil Portnow. I remember hearing about the Jamie Foxx thing. I didn't go into that one. It just kind of, I think that was like a busy news day or week or something. It just kind of got buried under a lot of stuff. Companies owned by the accused have also been named in several suits for allegedly facilitating the assaults or negligently failing to oversee their directors and employees. The complaint alleges a violent encounter at the St. Regis Hotel in Atlanta with Diesel in September 2010. Jonasson, whose responsibilities included organizing and accompanying Diesel to parties to ensure no photographs of him were taken, says she was asked to wait in the actor's suite while he entertained other guests. Once they left, the suit claims he grabbed Miss Jonasson's wrists, one with each of his hands, and pulled her onto the bed. She says she immediately tried to escape his grasp, at which point she left the bedroom, right? According to the complaint, Jonasson was followed by Diesel, who dropped to his knees, pushed Miss Jonasson's dress up towards her. Oh my God, I don't even want to rate this. It's like it's making me uncomfortable. Pushed her dress up toward her waist and molested, her body. After he restrained her. Jesus Christmas. The suit continues. Vin Diesel moved to pull Miss Jonason's. God. Ugh. Ugh. And moved to pull her underwear down. At that moment, Miss Jonason screamed and in a panic ran down the hallway towards the bathroom, knocking Vin Diesel to the floor. After he stood up, the suit alleges that the actor pinned her to the wall with the left side of his body and again began to grope Miss Jonason's body, including her breasts. Diesel then pulled his dick out of his underwear and began to masturbate per the complaint. What the fuck? Hours later, Samantha Vincent. Oh wait, no, I'm skipping over. I'm trying to get done. I'm trying to get through with this. Miss Jonason heard Vin Diesel make groaning noises. Then Vin Diesel quickly released her, went to the bathroom, and turned the sink on with the bathroom door open. The complaint reads, "Yeah, I probably had to wipe some off his hands." Hours later, Samantha Vincent, president of One Race, and Diesel's sister. Oh wow, that's interesting. Diesel's sister, the president of his company, terminated her per the complaint. Now, shit, that's not a good look. That's your sister, dude. God. She allegedly told her in a call that the company didn't need any extra help despite having the job for less than 2 weeks. Yep, that's kind of fishy, right? Like, why would you give her the job if you don't need extra help? And then it lasts for all 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. The message was clear. Miss Jonason was fired for courageously resisting Vin Diesel's sexual assault. Vin Diesel will be protected and his sexual assault covered up, states the suit, which notes that she previously received praise for her work. According to the complaint, another One Race supervisor propositioned her days before the alleged assault. She was allegedly summoned to his room where he took off her shirt, got into bed, and said, "Come here," at which point she left. Jesus. Jonason brings claims for sexual battery, gender-based discrimination, hostile work environment, and retaliation, among others. She seeks unspecified damages or humiliation, emotional distress, and mental and physical pain. Vanity Fair first reported the suit. Empowered by the Me Too and Time's Up movements, which, I have thoughts on those. With the protection of the Speak Out Act and recent revival of her claims by AB 2777, Miss Jonason is unwilling to remain silent any longer and seeks to reclaim her agency and justice for the suffering she endured at the hands of Vin Diesel and One Race. Diesel does not have any projects in production, but he and One Race are attached to produce an untitled Fast and Furious movie starring Dwayne Johnson. That film does not yet have a director nor a start date, but is expected to be the next Fast movie to hit theaters, to be followed by Fast 11. Oh, okay, so it's the... Wait, you tell me, is Hobbs getting it? This is obviously not as important as this. You tell me Hobbs is getting a solo movie? My God. But then they would do Fast 11, which would star Diesel and be a swan song for his character, which would be hilarious irony if he's not in it because of this. He's also attached to a number of other projects, though it is unclear which will make it out of the development phase. Those include a new Riddick feature and a Mattel Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie from Universal. He starred as Groot in this year's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and reprised his role of Dominic Toretto for Fast X. That's the suit thing down there. This is just, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. And of course, some people, it's a bit of a tangent, but it's related, right? When Jonathan Majors case, when the guilty verdict was reached, right? There are plenty of people on social media going, "Oh wow, the innocent until proven guilty crowd are real quiet right now," and I'm just like, wait a minute, that's supposed to be the standard. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. To say that there's a crowd means that you're not a part of the crowd, which means you don't believe in that, which means you believe in just canceling people, calling them guilty before proper evidence and due process is done. I'm not one of those people, but that's just how social media is. That's how society is these days. Having said all that, I'm not going to attribute guilt to this man yet. He needs to have his due process, but there's different factors that have me like, oh, he might have did this shit. Because like, you have the whole, supposed NDA, right, and the statute of limitations being revived by the California new law, whatever, the act. So now she can talk about it. So that kind of puts away doubt of like, well, why is she taking so long? Why did she take forever now? Why did she finally come forward and say something now? It takes care of that. Second, what she said happened is far too specific for me, in that I feel like certain times in these types of cases, whether it be for this, sexual assault or just like physical assault, domestic violence, all that stuff, right? Sometimes the allegations are kind of just like base level, like I don't want to say generic, but it is kind of, they have a similar language, right? Sometimes. This is very specific in all the things she said he did, to where I'm just like, I don't know if you could just make that up. Like, I don't, like, unless you're like a creative writer, like, I don't know how you could, that's a lot of specific stuff. And then her being fired, if there is like, like, who knows if they kept any record of it, but like, if there's record of her being fired after only being on the job, less than 2 weeks, and is there like, I wonder if there are like people that they can interview. I mean, if they work for his company, they might not say anything, but like, there are people they can interview and be like, well, was she good at her job and blah blah blah, like, and we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see if there's like any receipts, what Vin's camp has to say about this. Again, innocent until proven guilty, but this looks horrible. It's horrific, the things she said in here, man. It's like I kind of think about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case real quick. It's another tangent, but again, related. Like, one of the things Amber Heard had said that Johnny Depp did was like took a wine bottle and put it, and I'm just like, wait, that would not, dude. No, there's no way that would happen. You would not be able to function down there, dude. Like, that's just, no, that's too ridiculous. All right, sometimes some things these women say are too ridiculous to be true. This is specific enough. It's like way too specific, and it's not to the extreme to where I'm just like, ooh, man, that's So who knows, man? We'll see what happens. We'll see how this shakes out. Will he ironically miss out on the last Fast and Furious movie because of this, right? Will he get fired by Universal? Will Disney fire him from being Groot? I mean, we don't know if the Guardians are coming back. We assume that they will, but like, that's a role that you get anyone with a deep enough voice and modulated it, whatever. They can say 3 words and bada bang, bada boom. You're done, right? So who knows, man? But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, man, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Golly.